each other on in no matter what division it is, but this will be a great game.
Thanks, Scotty. Yeah, really excited to be here, especially for this game between the New Zealand 18s and Australia.
Australia had the first possession, and you can probably hear through the effects mic, very vocal and lots of energy to start this game. Chloe Nicola caught in possession, comes back. Matthews steps out, receives the ball back, left to right, out in space, and a good touch made. And Caitlin McIntosh had a bit of work to do, got the outstretched arms and made the touch. New Zealand off their first possession, picking up nice meters. So work their way towards the halfway line. Over the halfway line they go now. Fifth and final touch for them. It was a flat ball from half. They call play on. Now put the ball through the hands and look to finish off in the corner, which they do now. Kaya Nepia caught in possession. Australia now coming back out of their end of the field.
A calm and composed start so far from both teams. I think that's really key if they want to continue on with this and find the edge against each other.
So Australia still making changes, getting some players out onto the field. Halliday straightens up the point of attack with Mackenzie Davis. They've got numbers out here on the left-hand side of the field, and they will score first in this game. And Mackenzie Davis, pretty much with her first touch of the ball, sets this one up in the opening points to the Emus.
We can see a great pick-up here from Davis. Great awareness of space and a great try there in the left-hand corner from Ellie Wilson.
So Australia strike first. The early lead, 1-0. New Zealand now with the opportunity from the restart. Madison Yejoy plays it. And come back down her side of the field, caught in possession was Jeremiah. And acting half, so we'll see Australia return into possession. Good meters there off the first touch. Getting right up into the 10-metre line. Shy of the halfway line as they roll over now into New Zealand territory. Third touch for them. It's Hagan. Comes back infield to Ellis. And just couldn't quite pick that one up cleanly.
Unfortunate error from Australia, but a really good work team-wise just to get down the right end of the field. So transition is key. And for New Zealand, just trying to slow down the Australian side is really important for them if they want to make a statement in this game.
Meters across the field from Karina. Pick up and go. Ellis makes the touch, just getting back onside. And she make contact. As Matthews goes forward on the first touch. Hagan look for some space down the sideline. Ellis, ball out in front. They hold off her. This gives the Australian an extra couple of metres as they roll forward. Wilson sends it back infield. Just pick up and go as they have a look at the options and both just sort of punching through the same hole on that occasion. Smith switch at the line and good defence to come up and make the touch. They'd be making the final contact and regaining possession here for New Zealand as they come out of their end of the field. Inside ball, and Smith is able to make the touch. Ooh, and just a bit disjointed there for New Zealand.
Yeah, putting more pressure on themselves, but equally Australia doing a really good job forcing pressure by getting off the line early in the set there.
There's space out here on the left-hand side. They looked to attack early. Nice touch made from Demi McCauley. Back to the 7-metre line for the Australians. Pratt comes back infield. Mannion steps out and he correct play the ball. New Zealand will be looking for a cleaner set this time around. They haven't made too many metres on the first and second. That's better on the third. And they can get good flow off the back of it now. They just have to hold the ball up with McIntosh. Look for the supporting players. Fifth and final touch for them now. Jeremiah goes across field and the stretching arms there of Sophie Smith makes the touch. They managed to recover towards the back end of the set, but touch 1 and 2 just not quite where they need to be at the moment.
And it's all about the kickstart. If you can get those first 2 touches, much like this, what we see from Australia, you can really get yourself to the right end of the field and play some footy on the 7.
Just allows Australia to start their set in pretty good field position, so they're in an attacking space on the back end. Davis, out ball, and the touch has been signalled by the sideline referee. And this is the 5th and final, so Australia will have one last one. A little bit of confusion between the referees, the players, but the on-field's got the count. Davis, I'm going to hold off her, and they don't. They come up and make the touch, so good work to close the play down. Again, first touch, no meters. Second touch, not much more. That just puts pressure on them now, just getting the ball away. First 3 touches, and you can see what can happen off the back of it. You start to feel the pressure, you throw balls, you're in bad positions, and they turn the ball over.
Absolutely, and one thing you can notice is that the ball's spending a lot of time on the ground, so for the New Zealand team, a quick adjustment, get to the dummy half position quicker.
Australia on the attack, lovely ball. Ellen back on the inside to Davis. And again, it was that defensive work which they did, which regained possession for them. They take full advantage, and they go up 2-0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, from a defensive perspective here, the New Zealand team are doing all the right things, but the wrong end of the field. So if they're able to apply a bit more pressure getting up the field, then they won't be giving such easy opportunities to Australia.
New Zealand off the restart. Karena from half. Hepi plays it. Karena, and just haven't quite got their attacking shape at the moment. Karena again. Early ball. A little bit of space on the left-hand side, but they're comfortable at the moment, Australia, and that is the 6th and final touch for them. Ellis off the first touch. And Hagan. We haven't seen this too much from them. In the first 3 touches, they've come down New Zealand side of the field. So enterprising play and exciting play from the Aussies. Hagan and Ellis working in the middle of the field now. Hagan, 5th and final. Has a little bit of a look up, gets herself into the in-goal area, looking for support. Flicks it back on the inside. A penalty will come the way of the Australians. A bit of contact off the ball is the call.
A really nice variation from Australia when they came down the field in transition. As you mentioned, Scotty, going away from their box. So keeping New Zealand guessing on their toes.
Hagan goes early. Lovely bit of footwork in at the line. Just straighten up the point of attack, then kicked out off that right foot. And getting away from the New Zealand defenders to put them up by 3.
Ronnie Hagan.
Great individual footwork here as we see again from Hagan. Just steps off the right foot there. Manages to find enough space and dots down for a great try.
So up by 3 on the scoreboard. Start here from the Emus. New Zealand and just need a little bit of spark. Still chasing their first points in this game. It's Fleming will play it. Martariki from half. Back to Fleming, left foot, shows it, almost slipping in between the Australian defence. As casual as you like. Lila Pratt comes up and makes the touch. She'll play the ball and send it out to the left-hand side of the field. Meters on the second touch. You can probably see that's where the real difference is. We highlighted New Zealand. You can see the meters that Australia making their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, so one thing Australia are doing is they're actually running at that far side winger for New Zealand, and it makes the inside players engage and creates more gaps through the field just like this.
Yeah, they come back midfield with Davis. Linked up with Halliday for the 4th try on the board.
We can see in the replay that all the hard work is done in the middle of the field, and all they need to do is just space themselves out, and there's the gaps right in front of them. Another great try from Australia.
So up by 4, New Zealand continuing to chase in their first points of the game. Having to go back to the mark as contact was made on Elena Yeromaya. Joy half. They're having to stretch to get themselves into position. Jeremiah on the run. Comes back in field. Winks back up. With McCauley on the fifth and final play. Sees Australia get possession back. Over the halfway line they go yet again with Ellum. Switches in Ellis. Hagan and Ellis working in the midfield yet again here for Australia. Hagan takes off. Yeah, nice work. Madison Yejoy just held her space nicely, and when the touch was able to be made, now what's happened? Didn't look like there was an acting half in play, so it was a sloppy play the ball. It's unfortunate there from New Zealand. Hagan stays out on the field, comes back to the 7-metre line to play it. Ellis from half, this time goes open side. Plenty of space out here on the left. Little bit of footwork as well to boot. Sophia Neat. And that is a lovely finish from her. Just opened up for them out on the left-hand side of the field.
New Zealand had compressed defensively, and Australia saw that, so they decided to shift out to the left-hand side. And all the time in the world, even in extra time, to step back inside the defender there. Great try from Sophia Neat.
We've been in danger signs here early for New Zealand, down by 5. Still plenty of time to get themselves into the game. We saw similar stages in the 18 boys prior. And Australia were pretty comfortable going into the halftime break, but New Zealand had good patches in the first half and were able to work themselves back into the game. And they definitely played better in the second. And hopefully the New Zealand 18 girls can do the same in this game. We'll show and go. There's space out there on the right-hand side. Nice ball. Now to Riley Sheldon.
Jada Maniaputa with a pick from dummy half there. She's one player to keep an eye on. The co-captain for this team and one of the players that will try and rally them on attack.
Ellis over the halfway line. Better defence from New Zealand. Smith will play it. Ellen tries to skip on the outside. That's better defence. Putting the body on the line to make the touch. Played on the 7-metre line. Going direct on the first 2. Played on the 10. This wave of Australian defence just coming up out of the line. Putting pressure on. One's very flat out of the hands. Nice little inside ball though for them. Gets them down. Napier will play it. Back into the middle of the field. Matariki offloads, receives it back. They turn the ball over just shy of the 10-metre line.
Their wave defence is really working well for Australia. It helps them conserve energy as well, so it's not the same player having to make the touch all the way through the field.
As Hancock comes back to the mark. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Halliday is away from the first defender. Davis skips across out the front of Halliday. Victim final touch. Short ball and punching through a lovely hole. Madeline Matthews. Mackenzie Davis leading where she finished off in the first game this morning.
Madeline Matthews.
That was a lovely ball.
You hate to concede on the 5th touch, but just excellent teamwork here. Great cut back inside, as we can see here on the replay.
Yes.
And great timing on the pass to set up for another great try from Australia.
That's their 6th on the board for this game. New Zealand loose ball from acting half. They just haven't been able to work themselves into the game so far in the first 20 minutes. The Aussies down that left-hand side of the field yet again. They get to switch their interchange players onto the field. Hagan has a look on the inside, decides to hold it. Mannion unloads. Maria Ellis plays it. Hagan cross field, sends a beautiful right to left, work to do. Good cover defence coming back from the inside in support. Makes the touch. New Zealand, they hold on. Again, first touch getting caught up right. They're getting frustrated. It must be difficult to try and work your way out of it. Almost as soon as you're getting the ball in your hands, you're seeing green and gold jerseys coming straight at you.
Yeah, we spoke about that wave defence before. They are sitting onside with the referee. Most of the time, at least anyway, we can see we've got a penalty here from the referee for offside. When they get their timing right, it's applying a whole lot of pressure for New Zealand. So if they can continue to punch forward with a little bit more power, I think they'll be able to get around that wave defence.
So this is good field position here for the Kiwis. Happy plays it. They'll come back out to the 7-metre line. Cardina comes back out to the left flank position. Happy. Get into half. Unloads. And just no options for them, but Australia will give away a penalty. Not moving forward off the line is the call. I think for the first time here in the second half, a full repeat set. And back-to-back sets to attack the Australians. Let's see if they can take advantage of this, New Zealand. Get on the outside and diving in at the line. Ola Happy. And get on the outside of Rani Hagen. Now they punch through. Ball in one hand. Slipping through. It's Karina. It just feels like they're lacking a bit of energy at the moment, doesn't it, Harley? Even attacking the line here. There's not much happening for them at this stage as they put the ball through their hands. And they will get another penalty. And I think that might be the second one within the 7-metre zone.
Yeah, that's correct. New Zealand need to look at trying to make the Australian defence move laterally. All they're really forcing them to do is just come forward and back at the moment. If they can get them moving left and right, they'll find some more spaces in the middle where they like to score tries.
Happy plays it. Fleming from half. A little bit better. Nice ball movement. Out to McElwee. McElwee plays it outside the 7-metre line. Neppy picks up from half. Looping ball over the top. Nice little bump play. A little bit of space out here on the left-hand side. Couldn't get away from the defence from the green and gold. Mannion, early ball. Out in front for Ellen. It's good contact just shy of the halfway line. Oh, just using too much of the shoulder. That's unfortunate. There's good intent for them. It might be how they can get themselves back in the game. A little bit of physicality in the play of the ball. Just trying to stop this running momentum from the Aussies. Smith beats it. Oh, wow. Just a little incidental collision on that occasion. Not too much in it. Both girls straight back up to their feet.
Yeah, good to see that there was nothing extra seen or given by players or by the referee. But equally, that pressure being applied from Australia, I think that the referees have noticed. Well, there are some times where they're leaving a little bit early, so we've got another offside penalty, and New Zealand will tap off and go forward again.
Almost losing their way, looking for the support. Joy receives the ball back, puts it through the hands. Sheldon will play it. Very flat again, New Zealand, even their attacking line again, forcing themselves to have to throw the ball and off the hands of Iremaya.
Again, just the simple things. The ball's on the ground too long, and there's just not enough depth when players are looking to run onto the ball. If New Zealand can address that in the second half, I think that they'll come out a little bit stronger.
Just over a minute left to go here in the first half. This is a big defensive set for New Zealand, and we're going to leap points again going into the halftime break. They're forcing Australia to go back this time around. That's better defence. That's Australia having to throw the ball around and trying to get themselves out of trouble. Get the final touch for them. Davis goes to short ball this time around, and a penalty on the last touch of the set. No one really cruels them. Australia will be smelling blood in the water here. They look to attack and run the line. They will get across for their seventh. Again, that penalty deep at the back end of the set ends up hurting them with more points.
Yeah, just a couple of repeat sets that would have hurt New Zealand defensively, but even if we look at the replay here, we can see that the defenders didn't quite meet their task of rising off the line. and meeting the attacking players. So another great try there from Madeline Matthews.
Australia up by 7 now. One final possession here for New Zealand before the halftime break. The hooter sounds in the background. Cardenas has a run and does get caught in possession, but Australia looking far too good in this one. Going into the halftime break, like we said, with a 7-try to 0 lead over New Zealand. Just little things that New Zealand need to work on just to try and get themselves back into the game.
Yeah, I think it's part of the mental game as well as, and take that in, carry on with it in the second.
Yeah, you're spot on, because they have been playing good football, haven't they, the Australians? It's reflective on the scoreline, but all the key areas of the game they've been doing well, particularly their transition. There's the real clear difference between the two teams coming out of their interchange area as well, and they're pretty much setting themselves up to have an attacking position on the back end of most of their sets.
Yeah, that's correct. So for New Zealand, if they can apply some more pressure in transition while they're on defence, they'll be in a better option to try and claw back into this game.
Let's see how they can respond here in the second half. And we have the opening possession. As they play just shy of the 7-metre line to check down the right-hand side of the field. They do earn themselves a penalty. Offside is the call from Australia. So a full set of 6 to attack. Looking back up inside with Heppy. Again, we saw a similar setup in the first half. And we're just happy to put the ball through their hands. This is a bit better running into the line off the left foot. At least throwing a couple of questions at the Australian defence. Cardenas gets the ball again. She was heavily involved in the first half. This time they show it away from the rapper coming through, punching in the middle of the field. The ball in the hands, they finish it out on the left-hand side of the field. Not too many options for them in that attacking set, as you see Australia again just flow over the halfway line. Davis sends it back in field to Matthews. Nice contact there on Wilson. In too much. Maybe just a little bit too high as well. But it's positive in signs, though, for them to show that they need to be physical in the game just to try and stop that running game down, but they're just treading a fine line at the moment.
Yeah, it's touch 2 and 3 that they should really pay some attention on, and they can slow down Australia's attack on transition. And part of that is you got to get back on side with the referee first. And for Australia, they're seeing those opportunities, they're taking that extra pass and a couple of extra steps with them.
Smith plays it, receives it back, left foot, bit of space to work with, and will get in between the two defenders. Sophie Smith, who was heavily involved in the first 20 minutes there for Australia. Gets her hands on the ball and slips in between two New Zealand defenders to get the first try on the board here in the second half.
Just a lack of communication from the New Zealand defenders, and equally a great read there from Sophie Smith to see the space and take a great dive. 8-0 to Australia.
New Zealand now off the restart. The switch in. Open side to Fleming. Looks to pull out the Australian defence. Fleming again from half. Early ball. Better running to the line here. Nice ball on the out as well to Luana Ashton. Bit more intent in that attacking set there for New Zealand as they look for the no touch on touch 1. Contact is made. Mannion down the right hand side of the field. Try scorer Smith will head over for a breather. Hagan flowing out the back. Nice ball. Ellen puts it through the hands and running down the sideline is Simpson, who will roll over for a try. Again, that transition coming out of their interchange area is top-notch for the Australian team.
Yeah, great try there from Elise Simpson. We'll see on the replay just some really well-timed, well-spaced passing, players in the right places, players at the right depth, and a great runaway try crossing the halfway line all the way to the try line from Elise Simpson.
So continuing on, they left off in the first half here, the Australians. 2 tries on the board. Start the second half. There's McIntosh. Gets caught in possession, plays it. They're back in the middle of the field now, New Zealand. Jeremiah shows it. And the two number ones coming together in the middle of the field. Warrior Ellis making the touch. And here she is rolling forward on the second. It's decent contact as well. We'll take a breather. As changes will come onto the field yet again here for the Australians. The ball movement just picks up those extra metres, continues to get them going forward. Down the end of the field, Davis, right foot, gets into the in-goal area, looks for support, switches back on the inside, and just wasn't held on too cleanly there for Morgan Mannion. And when you had hands over the top, may have grounded it, but really need to have full possession of the ball as you're scoring the try. Nice call there from the referee.
Yeah, great positioning from the referee, but equally just a great transition again from Australia. New Zealand are doing their best, and it's good to see them working past halfway here. If they can team up and look to finish this set really well, they'll be happy with at least getting down to the right end of the field.
Happy offloads, and the three referees we will make mention: Quinn Murphy, Jacob Marlow and Jimmy Wang officiating this 18 girls fixture. Smack on the halfway line, Australia. Familiar switching play. This time goes away from them. Forward pass is the call. New Zealand will play the ball off the restart, which they are allowed to do. Again, the first two touches, they don't make a metre going forward, and again, it forces the ball back on the inside. And Carolina was a tough ball to take, and they were under pressure. And throwing that pass to try and get themselves out of trouble. And the Australians get a penalty. An interchange infringement there from New Zealand after the mistake. Smith into half. Unloads, diving in at the line. Touch is made on Matthews. They'll come back to the 7 metre line, just taking their time to get a couple of breaths in before they load up and attack yet again. Smith plays it on the run off the left foot and pointing to the spot. On-field referee is happy with that. And Samantha Hancock coming in field. A strong attacking run at the line, and the 10th try on the board for the Australians.
A little bit of a different play here, I think, from Australia. They managed to get Hancock on a bit of a sweep, and then she steps back inside the gap. Really well timed, and another great try from Australia.
And New Zealand just need a little bit of something. The try will definitely get them up and about. And that's right out in the corner. Ashton plays it. Trying to slip in between defence. Can't get done again. The Australians, while they've scored 10 tries, they'd be happy that they haven't leaked any as well throughout this game. Again, the intent with their roll downfield as Ellis goes to Hagan. Ellen from half, picks up, comes off the left. Oh, running a beautiful line. Back in the middle, Chloe Nicola. And the tries continue to flow here for Australia, but that was a really nice setup. Great line run back on the inside.
That might have been one of the best tries I've seen all day of any grade. Just the intensity getting up the field, the teamwork, and most importantly, a great finish at the end there from Chloe Nicola.
So the sun just starting to set here at Whites Hill. Again, the crowd building. Plenty more such football to come. The next match on screen will be in the mixed 20s division. And looking forward to seeing that. We had a cracking 18 mixed a little bit earlier. I love watching the mixed divisions here. There's New Zealand, short side. A bit of footwork trying to come back on the inside. Money up at Pator. Getting caught in possession. Karina. Do they attack down the short side? They come against the grain, back through the middle, almost slicing in between, and just to stretch out to make the touch there, Mackenzie Davis. A bit more intent there on the acting half run. shy of the halfway line. It's Davis, space down the right-hand side, supports back on the inside.
It's really awesome when Australia always look for that extra pass on transition. The difference is about 10 metres. Although we've just got a penalty here for a forward pass, even though they're up quite big, it's always cool to see that they're continuing to play the game.
Again, the referees are on it, and I was just about to make comment on Australia really pushing up hard off the line again. They've pretty good job, the referees. I mean, something that they identified because Australia definitely keen on putting that defensive pressure on New Zealand. Might just be a little bit too eager jumping the gun, and that was the case on that occasion. Nice inside ball, almost getting away from Smith on the out. One last touch to come. Any chance to hand again. Has there been a touch made? Ooh, for a second there, I thought they might have slipped in between. And unfortunately, get much downfield as well. Fleming had a nice little run at the line. Straight in the first touch again. That ball rolled. Yeah, good call again. Referees haven't missed a beat tonight.
Yeah, equally for New Zealand defensively there, that we're actually in the best spot moving forward off the line. If they can maintain that across the whole 40 minutes, they're really going to put more pressure on Australia.
Napier plays it, comes over to the interchange area for a breather. Elena Yeromaya now in possession. Receives the ball back. There's Madison Yejoy. Will play it outside the 7. Working with Yeromaya in the middle. Here she goes again. Into attack. Ooh, yeah, it almost opened up off the switch. Straight in the first touch. Ellis. And it's a little bit of a look up with her supporting players, and they do put it through the hands. Hagan picks up good meters. So coming towards the back end of the set with Halliday. Plays it. Davis probably looking to go across the face. And it came off the hands and the body there of Zara Halliday.
It's a better attacking set from New Zealand. A little bit more movement as they get the new players on.
Yeah, good intent coming out of the box. They just can't get the pass. And forward is the call. But the intent was right. You're 100% right there, Harley. A bit more spark in that set. But the execution of the pass lets them down. And Davis runs. He comes off the right foot, slips in between. The touch has been claimed.
Sharp.
Yeah, it was lovely footwork. Almost straightened up the point of attack at one stage. Popped back out and then pops off the right foot. He's a classy player. One to watch for the future for sure.
Yeah, individual brilliance, especially with the footwork close to the line here, as we can see on the replay. But having all of that space and all of that time is what helped get her in the best position. So defensively for New Zealand, if they're able to get off the line and take away that space, maybe they'll take away that opportunity for Australia too.
Matariki plays it. Beautiful early ball out to the left-hand side of the field. Cassidy Van Mills will turn the ball over on the final touch. Smith, again, it's just the meters off the first touch. It's been pretty clinical for Australia. And that extra pass, and wraparound plays. Elam, space, puts it through the hands. Neep comes off the left foot. It's a good job just to sum up the situation and get the ball back down on the deck. As Pratt will play it. Can slide in. And they will. I want to take in a little shot as well. And Pratt grabbing the head or the shoulder. It's a bit ginger, but she's back to her feet.
A few bodies on the ground there. Shows how much it means to them. But again, just great ball movement here from Australia. Again, another try just off the sweep play. Manages to get in between the two middles there for another great try.
Yeah, it was Kate Elam who did end up scoring the try for the Emus. You can see the grimace on the face as she got the ball down on the line. clinical performance continues from the Aussies. 13-0 on the scoreboard. New Zealand, they just need to finish this game off as well as what they can. And we're pushing this one in the back of their mind going forward for the rest of the tournament. And Australia restarting on the 7-metre line. Hagan, I'm not sure she got her whole body over the ball. Referees say play on. As Ellis will play it in New Zealand territory. In flat ball from half. As Hagan comes off the left foot. They've got the numbers, good hands, and reeled in. Wilson had some work to do. The ball was out in front of her. She looks a little bit groggy as well after the try.
Yeah, still had a bit of work to do, but of course all of the setup came from the middle of the field here as we see a great pick here from Hagan again. Eyes up the space, and again just great timing through the hands. And a great try again from Australia.
We'll keep an eye on Ellie Wilson grabbing at the lower leg. It didn't look too comfortable. Let's see if she makes her way back out onto the field. Oh, just losing control of the football, unfortunately. Coming in, running up Pator. Now Australia with a rare mistake. This is a good opportunity here for New Zealand. They just need a little something. Still haven't been able to trouble the scoreboard in this game. Nice little short side attacking play off the right foot. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Threw some questions there by Jane Karina. We'll play it on the 7-metre line. There's Awa Hepi. Pulls the Australian defence out. Yeah, and they've got all their numbers out here on the right-hand side of the field. No major options for them. They do get a relieving penalty and a full set of 6 to attack the Australian line.
A great opportunity here to see if they can consolidate their attack. Start in the middle and see if they can find some options on the wing.
The touch is made. Awahepi comes back to play it and receives the ball. New Zealand play the ball and restart. Again, they're just offloading and on the back foot. Not much running in the game at the moment.
Yeah, rather static. Moving off to a 33 play.
There it is for them. So static, as we made mention on the previous play, but as soon as they got a little bit of running back into the game, that's where they look dangerous, and they do cross over for their first tries. Great bit of footwork as well.
Yeah, and shifting towards the left-hand side, they've found some results there, and a great dive at the end here by Jada Maniopoto for New Zealand's first try of the game.
Touch Black's try, number 7, Jada Maniopoto.
So that'll take a lot out of that, New Zealand, and you often do get a lot of energy coming off the try, even though the scoreline right up against them at the moment. And the next job, ticking the box for them, is holding out Australia. They forced a mistake. So let's see if they get a little bit more energy about them in this set. They're set nice and deep on the first touch, but again, the good contact from the Australians. But you can see there is more intent from them as they try to work their way out of their end of the field. Better as they get over the halfway line. Here, Joy. And look. Here, my Mia. Fifth and final for them now. Mia throws over the top and almost reeled in. But they went the full distance there. They got down the other end of the field. Probably their best set, to be fair, here in the second half.
Yeah, it was, and it was just looking for extra metres, being open and being available for the extra pass, as well as we see, alternatively, Australia, a rare error at halfway.
So definitely playing a little bit better after scoring that last try, New Zealand.
Sometimes it's all it takes, just kind of kickstart the energy and find a little bit of momentum.
Ashton from half. Caught short Hagen in the middle of the field. This is the 5th and final touch. Might have thought that she was still offside. So looking to continue on. Ball movement. He sees the ball hit the deck. Australia back into possession. Right on the Red Rooster sign. Ellis. They kick away. A little bit of confusion there. Mannion having a look at the referee. Wasn't too sure which players were on, which were off. The referee lets them play on. It's Hagen. It's good contact. He's caught upright coming into the contact. Good call from the referee to let that one play on. A couple of bodies coming together. Ellis has a snatch at it and they turn the ball back over to New Zealand. So a good defensive effort from them. The changes now come onto the field. It's good intent coming out of the box. Hooter sounds in the background. The final touch. And Hagen does come up to make that touch. The Australians far too good in this one. They racked up a score in the end, 14 tries to 1 over New Zealand.